I'm ready for some high school football on Northside now.
No more talking turkey. Get rid of those tired old leftovers.
First round, first time ever, baby. Let's
We
go.
have fresh new postseason highlights
Let's go.
on this fourth round playoff edition of the Blitz. Turkeys are yesterday's news. The West Craven Eagles were hoping to soar into the state semifinals. They had a rematch with league rival Southwest Edgecombe. The Cougars looking for their second straight road upset win. We had a double dip in Onslow County. Both Jacksonville and Northside had big home games. Northside of Beaufort County tried to punch its ticket to the 1A state championship game. Wilson Prep wanted to mess up the Panthers' undefeated season. Farmville Central and James Kenan had a cat fight in Warsaw. Which black and gold team would be black and blue? And which one would still be chasing championship gold? And Kinston took its high-flying offense back to Elizabeth City for a second straight week. Hey, your day is done.
Send me on the Blitz on 11:15.
We're going to ham it up with lots of pigskin.
Blitz starts now.
All right, here we go. Another award-winning edition of the Blitz. No leftovers for us. We have fresh new highlights because we're into the state quarterfinals.
Teams that won tonight are into the Final Four in the state for their classification and just 2 wins away from capturing a state title.
So every game from here on out, it's a premier matchup, but we have to start somewhere. So let's begin with the Three Rivers Conference rematch between Southwest Edgecombe and West Craven. It's 2.0 as they played the law office of John Drew Warlick Blitz premier matchup back at Clay Jordan Stadium. West Craven beat Southwest 44-19 a month ago. DJ Davis coming right out looking for Jeremiah Lee, and he has the senior wide receiver for 1 touchdown. Then second quarter, the 2 hook up again. Jeremiah leading West Craven now with 12 TD catches. Carter Varnell says, hold on a second though, our Cougars are going to come right back. They would actually tie this game up in the second quarter. DJ Mayo to Justin Bridges. Look at Bridges go above everybody. 6'5" receiver hauls it in. Then Keonjay Hopkins takes it in. We're tied 12-12 at the break, and Mike Twitchell was not happy. Third quarter, though, West Craven went to work. DJ Davis is this about as patent a run as you'll see from the senior quarterback, who already set the touchdown record responsibility for West Craven. Goes 66 yards, 19-12. They're up. Tip your pink hat to Mr. Davis, who then goes to his junior wideout, Xavier Cuthbertson, the X-Man. Slices right through that Cougar defense, gets it down inside the 10. And then DJ Davis would take it in from there. A little hop, skip, and a jump in for the 26-12 lead. Hey, check out Greg Ashworth, the WCTI alum representing the JMU Dukes. And then Cuthbertson comes right back, says, I'm going to represent the X in my name for the 33-12 lead. And the fans pumped. It is time to get back to the Eastern Regional Final for the first time since 2008 with a 40-12 win over Southwest Edgecombe.
We beat a good football team tonight. I'm just proud of how our guys played, especially come out of that second half. You know, because it really wasn't no big rah-rah speech in there in the second half. It was just executing. That's what we did coming out. It was good to see our guys just kind of self-motivate and play that way.
It means a lot to me. The last time we've been here, I wasn't even born yet, so it just means a lot. Everybody in the community believing us, telling us we got what it takes, so we got to do it for the people in the community and hopefully get back to the state championship.
He said he wasn't even born the last time West Craven went, because I remember that really
You're
well.
old.
Next up, they're going to face the winner of Central Davidson and Reidsville.
Reidsville, those 2 teams played in Rockingham County near the Virginia border, and Deontay Neal, number 1, he is their absolute stud. All he needs is a screen pass and a little bit of room, and watch him dance and just go to work. He's number 1 in your hearts. He's number 1 on the field, and he takes this one all the way down. In for the score as the Rams get a big victory over Central Davidson, 53-20. That's where West Craven is heading next week.
Tough place to play. That'll be a big one everybody's been waiting for. In the 4A West Regional Semifinals, it was Brevard, the number 1 seed, no problems with Pisgah. Next up, they're going to host Maiden, who survived, went and upset Hibriten 29-28.
In the 5A playoffs, Northside of Jacksonville back in the state quarterfinals for the first time since 2016.
I remember that one too. Kendrick Pollock and the Monarchs went through some growing pains the last several years. Get this. They had 6 total wins the last 5 years combined.
But they've come back strong this year. 10 wins and 2 losses and a share of the Coastal Conference Championship. They welcomed in Rocky Mount to Mike Smith Stadium. The Griffins 9-3, but those Monarchs 10-2 this year. First time in the 4th round since 2016 when they went to the state championship. That was Kendrick Pollock's first year leading the Monarchs, but Jamian Johnson, how about Northside's running back with a big long run? He wouldn't get it into the end zone. Unhook that trailer, young man. But Reginald Gray, their star sophomore quarterback, said, "Don't worry, I got your back," pushing it over the line for the touchdown. And the field goal was good as well. Yes, Northside finally getting able to celebrate. There's the PAT, not the field goal. But Rocky Mount, hey, they got an upset win on the road last week, trying to do the same thing. Zion Harris with a touchdown run, and they were feeling good over on the sideline for Rocky Mount. The Griffins over in their huddle saying, hey, here's what we need to do to get back into this game. But Reginald Gray, hey, Jamian Johnson could run it. How about he can catch it too for the long catch? And there goes number 7, just striding those legs, fired up. Those guys were all happy. Practicing yesterday, eating turkey the night before, but they were ready to burn off those calories, and that was one hot gun over there to keep the players warm and their shoes as well. Reginald Gray scoring again, and how about Northside getting the win and heading to the East Regional Final for the first time since 2016.
I showed that we're tough, just that we're willing to fight. We're probably playing a complete game tonight, and we're excited about that, and hopefully continue over next week.
Next up, they will play the winner of Croatan and Hunt.
Oh, the Cougars coming off that emotional home win over Havelock had to hit the road for the first time this postseason. They travel to Wilson to take on number 1 seed Hunt. Croatan not to be denied early on. Ken McBride looking for J.P. Bacoli. He's got it. Croatan up 7-0, but wait, McBride to the water boy, Andrew Boucher. But wait, hold on. But sometimes better to be lucky than good. Ryan Wine, a fine wine, takes it in for the 14-0 lead, but Hunt would answer. Mez Harris is going to keep it from that quarterback spot, and watch Harris. Going to cut back, and he is hunting for the end zone for those Warriors. There was a Croatan field goal, but Hunt comes back when Harris finds Jamoris Howard streaking down the sideline. This is a wild one. Hunt scored in the last couple of minutes, and they win it, ending Croatan's great season. 32-29, so it will be Northside Jacksonville going to Hunt next week for the Eastern Final. In the West, it was Crest getting that win as well. 6A playoffs. East top seed Jacksonville was back at home tonight.
The undefeated Cardinals survived their 3rd round game with Scotland winning by 1 point, their closest game by far this season.
The next closest game was an 11-point win over East Duplin, so how would they rebound this week? Jacksonville welcomed Union Pines to Bobby Simpson Memorial Field. The Vikings 11-1 this season. Defense was their calling card. They had allowed us 75 points the whole season. That's less than 7 points per game. They'd never faced Amari Pearson. The junior star takes off and goes 80 yards right out of the gate. And Union Pines, that's more than you usually allow a game, and Jacksonville was not done. Their defense is going to come through and get the fumble and jump on it. Then Anthony Washington, their quarterback in his first year starting, he's going to slip out and slide in for the score. Already Union Pines giving up more points than they are used to. Here comes that defense again. Screen pass, nope, not going to happen, as that would be a nice tackle by Avery Apicella. And then Anthony Washington to Saron Thompson. And the Cardinals defense, they were the headliner tonight. Anthony Washington, well, they're going to get the fumble there. And that's going to lead Anthony Washington to Jesse James, the outlaw, and Jacksonville. They move on with the easy win over Union Pines, 34-7.
It means extremely a lot to us in our program 2 years in a row, so we're excited and ready to take the next step forward and get ready for next week. It means a lot being at home, and they're going to challenge us to death, and we got to be prepared.
Next up, they're going to host the winner of Middle Creek and Northern Nash.
They played in the greater Rocky Mount area. Northern Nash was up 24-21 as the fans, the Knights on their feet. But how about quarterback Lex Sevilla finding Tracy Harrington in the end zone to make it 28-24. Northern Nash would fumble on the next possession, so that would set up a Mustangs field goal. Middle Creek gets the upset road win 31-24.
So Middle Creek at Jacksonville next Friday night. 6A West Regional semifinals, undefeated Watauga. They survived 31-28 over Sun Valley. Next up, they'll take on Northern Guilford. The Nighthawks beat up on the Green Wave 34-19.
We have plenty more highlights to show you, including the 1A East Regional Championship game between Northside of Beaufort County and Wilson Prep.
But first, our Coastal Carolina Community College fans in the stands. Let's go back out to Chip and Clay Jordan Stadium, where the cold weather not keeping away those camo-clad fans at West Craven, who are pumped their team into the Eastern Finals for the first time since 2008. All right, thank you for watching The Blitz. This year's new playoff format has some quirks to it, like in 1A, the smallest schools in the state, there are fewer teams involved.
So they had one less round of playoffs, meaning tonight in the state semifinals or East Regional Championship game between Northside of Beaufort County and Wilson Prep.
The winner gets a bye next week, and they play the state championship game in 2 weeks. We probably need to fix this. The Tigers and Panthers on a cat fight in Yeatsville, and we knew these were probably the two best teams in the East, and the Panthers trying to come right out at home. But Ethan Nelson would score for the Tigers first. Chase Hewitt, the fine senior quarterback, he's going to keep it on the option and take it in. We had ourselves an 8-8 game, but back comes Wilson Prep. Nazir Vines, he is one of their studs for Wilson Prep. He takes it in for the lead. Sincere Columbus coming right back. We were going to go back and forth for a while on this one, but no, Wilson Prep would start to pull away right after halftime. They would get going. Ethan Nelson, the long kickoff return, would give Wilson Prep that lead for good, and they would not look back. Trayvon Usher is going to find his way. I mean, if you're going to be an usher, you might as well lead the way and show people where to go, and Usher shows where the end zone is. And just like that, Wilson Prep starting to pull away over Northside, who's had just a great year. Their first undefeated regular season was, 1992? And then it was Zalik Kennedy. He's going to take it in. And Wilson Prep ends Northside's season 52-22. Wilson Prep returning to the 1A state championship game. So they have 2 weeks to figure it out. They're going to play Robbinsville. The Black Knights took out South Davidson 41-7. We believe this 1A state championship game will be the Thursday 5 p.m. game because they're going to have so much time off. They'll be able to play that day in Chapel Hill.
In the 2A East playoffs, we've been calling it the Tarboro Invitational.
It's the Vikings world. It's not a matter of if Tarboro will win. It's a question of whether they'll have a running clock or not in those wins.
East Bladen was the next team to try and step up to the David versus Goliath challenge.
Good luck. Back to Edgecombe County we go. Undefeated Tarboro looking for his 23rd straight win. Hosted those 9-3 Eagles, but Cameron McDowell more. And the highlighter uniforms tonight, he's going to highlight himself right down and in for the long touchdown. Then the Eagles trying to match that. Well, the problem is you're going to get hit when you throw, and Caden Everett's going to be there to pick it off. And that's going to set up Cameron McDowell more again for the long touchdown. Yes, we had a running clock in this one as Tarboro gets the win, 54-7.
I mean, every year is different. We got a great group of seniors. We're 18 seniors strong, so they get an opportunity to play one more game on their home field. They get an opportunity to, we say, punch the golden ticket to finally get back to that state championship game. So it's a great group of guys. You know, we're just going to coach them up and get out here and hopefully play a great game.
Simply said, Tarboro will be back at home for the 2A East Regional Championship game again, thanks to Caden Everett and company. They're going to play the winner of Edenton-Holmes in Warren County, and it will be Warren County. They took out the Aces, broke their 8-game win streak. That 110-mile trip home, going to be a tough one, but Edenton had themselves a great year. But Warren County will now be making that trip to Tarboro next Friday night. In the 2A West Regional semifinals, it is your Murphy Bulldogs, the #1 seed, still undefeated. They are going to take on those Starmount Rams, who took out Mitchell 58-22. Stay with us. 3A playoffs are next. Farmville Central, James Kenan, Kinston to Northeastern. You don't want to miss it on the Blitz. All right, thank you for watching the Blitz. Time for our Battle Royale, an all black and gold affair.
Farmville Central on a 5-game win streak in the 4th round for the first time since 2014.
James Kenan back in the 4th round for the 2nd straight year. The Tigers on a 10-game win streak this season.
The streak at home for James Kenan is, well, 13 straight victories at Bill Taylor Field coming in. Fireworks definitely add a nice touch to their entrance. Jags led 7-6 to start the 2nd quarter. B.J. Gardner with his 2nd rush touchdown of the game, putting up Farmville Central 13-6. Larry Williford, it's not basketball, but he's liking it until he saw Jeremiah Hall, not a bullfrog as Brian would say, but a really good football player, just running away from those Jaguars in for the score. And the Tigers, they were thankful not to be the Jaguars as they went up 22-13 until Carnell Cotton with a rush touchdown, making 22-19. Farmville keeping it close. The cheerleader staying positive, but James Kenan, first pass all game. Eli Aven to Cito Zalea in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Tim Grady fired up, leading 30-19 at halftime. Open up the 3rd quarter to Jeremiah Hall. Count it, 1, 2, 3 rushing touchdowns. Tigers up 17, 36-19. Ron Cook got it back to a 10-point game, but in the snap of a finger, Talil Pearsall, the junior running back, breaking away saying, "See you later, alligator," Jaguar. But B.J. Gardner balled out with 4 touchdowns on the night for the senior, but James Kenan's high-powered offense was too much to stop for Farmville Central as the Tigers get redemption from their 4th round loss last year and win 51-32.
Means a lot. These kids deserve it. They've worked their butts off. They've done what we asked them to do, and they battled a hard game tonight. You know, I tip my hat to that quarterback from Farmville, man. He's just a tough kid. BJ, I think's his name, and he's. We were pretty nervous coming into this game. They were going to be hard to stop, and indeed they were. But defense finally came up with a couple stops for us. Offense, I think we were hitting on all 8 cylinders tonight, and it paid off. So that was a very tough, well-coached team, and we're very excited to be where we are right now.
Next up, they play the winner of Kinston and Northeastern.
14th-seeded Vikings and their top-ranked passing attack travel 120 miles back to Elizabeth City for the 2nd straight week. Beat Pasquotank last week, taking on those Northeastern Eagles on Friday night. And Northeastern, you know, they've got the 3rd passing quarterback in the state, Uzziah Harney. He goes and passes it for the touchdown. Northeastern celebrating, but here comes Kinston. You know, Tyler Jones, the leading passer in the state, looking for Brennan Chambers, the Marshall commit, and he's got it for the score. Then how about one more time, the two getting together? Well, let's go with B.J. Evans catching the pass for Northeastern. Back and forth we would go. The Eagles would take the lead in this one, but Kinston, Tyler Jones, leading the state in passing by a lot, leading the state in touchdowns by a lot. Tyreek Copper leading the state in touchdown catches by a lot. He gets this one and goes in for his 27th of the year. And the Kinston coaches said, I think we can do this again. They've been the comeback kids in their last 8 games. Copper again from Jones. And the Kinston fans celebrating. Uzziah Harney, though, he's trying to rally his team as he is going to get the TD catch in the back of the end zone. But Kinston would have one last gasp. Tyler Jones, looking for who else with the NC State commit. Tyreek Copper goes up and gets it with less than a minute to go in the game, and Kinston does it. They go on the road again, and they win it 28-24.
You know, the last 2 times we've come up here, we come up short, and you know, we told our guys to respond. It meant a lot. It should be another exciting week of preparation and practice, and with a big one next Friday night at James Kenan.
Yeah, Ryan Gieselman fired up. They know James Kenan. They were in their conference up until this year, so that'll be a match of familiar foes in Warsaw next Friday night. In the 3A West Regional semifinals, it was the Lincolnton Wolves howling, beating up the Dragons 55-20. Next up for Lincolnton, they get Shelby, who upset Eastern Randolph 43-41. So it'll be Shelby traveling to Lincolnton in the West final.
Our bonus game, 8A East Regional Championship game, just like 1A, fewer teams, so they played their state semis tonight, and it was holding up. Number 2 Millbrook visited number 1 Hibriten Wilmington. Vikings undefeated at 12-0. How about the touchdown pass from Matthew Boring? Not so boring on that to Desane Durande for a 7-0 lead. Millbrook would miss a 20-yard field goal attempt game after Hoggard called for offsides to move it a little bit closer. But then back on offense, it was actually Matthew Boring. But Hoggard would get a punt return muffed by Rashawn Williams. And it looks like this one, Millbrook coming in and getting the win on the road. Vikings only loss of the season, and it comes at a tough spot as Millbrook gets the win.
That's a big upset win going into the Port City. Next up for Millbrook, the 8A West Regional Champion is undefeated Huff. Remember, New Bern played Huff earlier this year and took them behind the woodshed, and they are undefeated again. So that's going to be the 4A state championship game. We believe that will be the Thursday 8 p.m. game in Chapel Hill as these teams now get a bye and get ready for that big contest, Millbrook and Huff. Whew, we are down to the final 4 and 6 of the classifications, and we have ourselves some teams we thought would be there. Tarboro, Jacksonville undefeated on the year. They've got themselves big home games that they will have next week.
Which is great. And how about West Craven? What did DJ Davis say? He wasn't even alive when the last time West Craven was there. And
DJ's hit me with 2 of them in the last 2 days. I wasn't alive the last time West Craven went to a championship, and he ate oxtails for Thanksgiving dinner.
I never heard of that.
Well, it must have worked because he had 5 more touchdowns to add to his resume, 3 rushing and 2 passing. At West Craven, everybody was pointing to this Reidsville West Craven game all year long. It is coming to fruition. West Craven, though, has to travel to the land of champions near the Virginia border, and that's going to be a true test. But this West Craven team has always been focused on themselves this whole year, and they will not be intimidated by going into that environment.
Mike Twitchell said it yesterday at practice when you were there. He said that last year they were, just happy to be there, happy to be on practice for Thanksgiving, but this year they expected it. They expected to be in this moment and have this opportunity to go on the road, take on a really good Reidsville team, and Deontay Neal, he's going to be tough to stop, but that defense for West Craven has been legit all year.
Really good. Maybe the surprise is the Northside Jacksonville Monarchs. Again, 6 wins in 5 years total. Now they have 11 this year, and they are into the Eastern Finals for the first time since 2016. Congratulations to Kendrick Pollock, who's done a great job rebuilding, and he still has a very young team, but they have held serve at home this whole time.
Well, that was not only his first year coaching as a head coach for the Monarchs in 2016, but I asked him yesterday during Thanksgiving, I said, what similarities do you see between this team and your championship team? And he said youth. I mean, your starting quarterback is a sophomore. Most of this team are underclassmen. They only have 1 senior on their starting lineup. And so just a lot of young guys that have felt the doubt, as Reginald Gray would say. But this team, I mean, they're just blowing everyone out of the water.
Gavin Davis, he's got all those guys he's going to. Now they have to go on the road to Hunt. Hunt was a #1 seed. A lot of people were like, well, are they a true #1 seed? Well, they've held serve, and now that's going to be a great game between those two. Croatan this close to winning there, but just came up a little short there. All right, 2A Tarboro, it's Tarboro. Tarboro Invitational. That's it. Nothing else to say on that one, right?
Can't add anything.
Yeah, and that's it. And then Northside of Pinetown, Yeatsville. Great run. They just ran into Wilson Prep, and Wilson Prep has kind of been the 1A power of the East here these last few years, but nothing to hang their heads about in Yeatsville.
And as far as the 3A goes, how about the matchup that we have set up for James Kenan? Only 1 loss on the season, that tough road loss that was at Southern Nash. But their 13 straight wins at Bill Taylor Field. Last time they played Kinston was last year at home. I was at that game, 28-25. It was a close one, neck and neck, but Tim Grady got the win over Ryan Giesel.
What a contrast in styles. The passing attack of Kinston, the ground game of James Kenan. It's going to be a fun one, again, with 2 teams that know each other fairly well based on playing the same conference the last 5 years. All right, 1 week to go, one last Blitz Eastern Regional Championship night next Friday night, and we will be there for it. We'll have all our teams covered, all the games covered on the final Blitz.
The Blitz. Wait, is it? I thought it was of the Blitz.
Sure, if you'd like to. That's fine. Either way.